Figured I'd give you space to do this one by itself. There's a couple things that we can do here. There is when we do a diamond problem, if we do a diamond and then either the box or the grouping, I'm going to show you grouping right here. When you do your diamond problem, if there is a coefficient out in front, you need to find the product of these two things here. So it's not just put the 4 on top. You need to look for this. If there's something out in front, it must be multiplied by that to get your top number, which is why we kind of reviewed the diamond problem. So we have a 12, and we can even write the x squared here because the product of this and this includes that x squared. And even though we didn't use x's here on the bottom, and you could have, we will use it here just for the purposes of showing you kind of where all these things go and a reminder about something. That negative 13x squared goes on the bottom. So you're looking for two things that multiply together to get a positive 12, but add together to get a negative 13. Okay? That happens to be a 12x and a 1x. That's going to give you a positive, but how is it going to give you a negative? Only if both of them are negative, because remember, a negative times a negative gives you a positive. So they add together to get you negative 13. Well, if you don't put the x's here, in the special case when the coefficient's out in front, you might try and say, well, this is an x minus 12 and an x minus 1, and that's just not the case. Okay, let me write that out so that you can see x minus 12 and x minus 1. There are no options there. These are our answer possibilities, and I don't see either of those. So this is not what you want to do. Don't do a diamond problem and try and have the result the same way if you have a number out in front. You must now go to another level. These two things here are basically a substitution for this guy right there. And if you look, we have a 3x squared, and if I just write this minus 12x next to it, and then a minus 1x, and then a plus 4, I've got 4 terms that I'm going to group together in pairs. Okay. Ask yourself what you could remove from here. You can remove a number out in front, you can remove that 3, you can also remove an x because they both have an x in common. And what do you have left? Okay, what do you have left when you take out a 3 and an x? You have just an x left here. 12 divided by 3, or negative 12 divided by 3 is a negative 4, and the x is gone. Okay, now it might not look like we can do much with this here, but there is a negative out in front. And what you'll see is when you factor using this method here, if we take out that negative 1, what we have left is this positive x now, and what was a positive 4, if we take out a negative, it's going to become a negative 4. It's important that you recognize that these things are always going to be, these are going to match if in fact it factors accurately. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take out this x minus 4 now. That's one of our factors. And if we remove those, what do we have left? We have a 3x minus 1. And that's kind of how we'll do that. You may have learned that with a box in the past. The box still works, but this is also another option.